भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते सप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते साधुपदे देवे गौरवधनुप्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you for allowing me to read, Prabhu. Hare
Haribo, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Maharaj.
Thank
Please,
you.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Siddhartha Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare
About
Krishna.
13 people in the reading session. Oh, some kind
Yes,
of
sir.
miracle
A
or what?
record again.
Ekadasi day.
Is this?
Certainly, Ekadashi.
Ekadasi. Auspicious personalities, the auspicious brothers have joined. Just like His Grace Sattva Prabhu and His Great Brajakishwar Prabhu, we have Siddhartha Prabhu and Nityanandan Prabhu blessing us with their kind association. Haribo.
They're brothers.
Yes, the brothers.
Oh.
How come everything is twisted upside down, Swami Prabhu?
Okay, today to make some challenge for Bhagavad Gita, we will
Oh my
read it
God.
upside down, like the
Oh my
Australian. Today we have Australian Bhagavad Gita as it is, Australian translation. Okay, who wants to start?
God. I can start.
1 second. Oh, it's not turning, Prabhu. We are stuck.
Prabhu, we back to text 1 again.
No. Chapter 2, text 1.
Prabhu, I promise.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yesterday you shouldn't have played with this slide too much, Prabhu.
Okay,
You're rotating it like so much yesterday. Yeah, please zoom. Alright, Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 1. Contents of the Gita summarized. Yes, please scroll, Prabhu. Yeah. Sanjayo vacha tam tatha kripa yavishtam ashu purnakule chanam vishidantam idam vakyam vacha madhusudanaha. Synonyms. Sanjaya vacha. Sanjaya said, Tam unto Arjuna, Tatha thus, Kripaya by compassion, Avishtam overwhelmed, Ashrupurna full of tears, Akula depressed, Ikshanam eyes, Vishidantam lamenting, Idam this, Vakyam words, Vacha said, Madhusudanaha, the killer of Madhu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Okay.
Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion and very sorrowful, his eyes brimming with tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. Purport. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of the ignorance of real self. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears. Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. The word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. The Lord killed the demon Madhu, and now Arjuna wanted Krishna to kill the demon of misunderstanding that had overtaken him in the discharge of his duty. No one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. A man fallen in the ocean of nescience cannot be saved simply by rescuing his outward dress, the gross material body. Hmm. One who does not know this and laments for the outwardly dress is called a Shudra, or one who laments unnecessarily. Arjuna was a Satriya, and this conduct was not expected from him. Lord Krishna, however, can dissipate the lamentation of the ignorant man, and for this purpose the Bhagavad Gita was sung by him. This chapter instructs us in self-realization by an analytical study of the material body and the spirit soul, as explained by the supreme spiritual authority, Lord Sri Krishna. The supreme authority, Lord Sri Krishna. This realization is made possible by working with the fruitive being situated in the fixed conception of the real self. Hmm. Text 2. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastva Kashmalam Nidam Vishame Samupastikam Anaryajushtam Ashwaragyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Since Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Kutaha, where from? Tva, unto you. Kashmalam, dirtiness. Idam, this lamentation. Vishame, this hour of crisis. Samupashitam, arrived. Anarya, persons who do not know the value of life. Yushtam, practiced by. Asvargyam, that which does not lead to higher planets. Akirti, infamy. Karam, the cause of Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation. The Supreme Person Bhagavan said, My dear Arjuna, now how have these impurities come upon you? They are not they are not at all befitting a man who knows the progressive values of life. They do not lead to higher planets, but to infamy. Purport. Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan throughout the Gita. Bhagavan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. Absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahman, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, Paramatma, the localized aspect of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this conception of the absolute truth is explained as thus. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yat jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. Sorry. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the absolute truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11. These three divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has three different aspects, namely the sunshine, the sun's surface, and the sun planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is in the preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced. And one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Ordinary students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine, its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgence of its impersonal nature may be compared to those who can realize only the Brahman feature of the absolute truth. The student who has advanced still can further know the sun disk, which is compared to knowledge of the Paramatma feature of the absolute truth. And the student who can enter into the heart of the sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal feature of the supreme absolute truth. Therefore, the bhaktas or the transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagavan feature of the absolute truth are the topmost transcendentalists. Although all students who are engaged in the study of the absolute truth are engaged in the same subject matter, the sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of the sun planet cannot be separated from one another. And yet, the students of the three different places are not in the same category. The Sanskrit word Bhagavan is explained by the great authority Parashara Muni, the father of Vyasadeva. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation, is called Bhagavan. Supreme Personality of Godhead, who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation, is called Bhagavan. There are many persons who are very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned, and very much detached. But no one can claim that he possesses all the riches, all strength, etc. Entirely. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No living entity, including Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayana, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita, see, no living entity, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayana Vishnu Tattva, right? Still, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and no one is equal to or above him. He is the primeval Lord or Bhagavan known as Govinda and he is the supreme cause of all causes. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. There are many personalities possessing the qualities of Bhagavan, but Krishna is the supreme because none can excel him. He is the supreme person and his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He is the primeval Lord Govinda and the cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. In the Bhagavatam also, there is a list of many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Krishna is described as the original Supreme Personality, from whom many incarnations and personalities of Godhead expand. Eta Chamsha Kalaha Pumshaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. All the lists of the incarnations of God is submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or parts of the plenary expansions of the personality of Godhead. But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Therefore, Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, the source of both the super soul and the impersonal Brahman. Really slowful. Yes, thank you. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsman is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the words Kutas. Where from? Oh, please scroll, Prabhu. Such unmanly sentiments were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as the Aryans. The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. Persons who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they're captivated by the external features of the material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. Persons who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans. Although Arjuna was a Kshatriya, he was deviating from his prescribed duties by declining to fight. This act of cowardice is described as befitting the non-Aryans. Such deviation from duty does not help one in progress of spiritual life. nor does it even give one the opportunity to become famous in this world. Lord Krishna did not approve of the so-called compassion of Arjuna for his kinsman. Just one thing. Actually, it is stated in the Shastra that sometime when a neophyte devotee is preaching, he might have misplaced compassion. Like suppose when a devotee is preaching to somebody, instead of preaching the philosophy as it is, because of being bewildered by his lack of spiritual experience and Shastric knowledge, he might actually suggest some material ideas or material plans, thinking them to be suitable. Because he might, for example, if somebody is coming to him, he instead of having compassion on the soul, if he sees that they're struggling a little bit physically or something else, he, he might not really instruct them in a proper manner, you know.
Yes, Prabhu.
Or on the other hand, um, like some devotees may even open up like hospitals, like in ISKCON they're doing right. Radhanath Maharaj is doing some hospital camp, this camp, that camp. Well, all of this is completely unauthorized by Prabhupada because Prabhupada says here that if somebody is drowning and you're trying to save his clothes, what is the point? That is misplaced compassion. So there is this case that it happens a lot that many devotees, quote unquote devotees, they try to open hospitals and even Akshaya Patra, what they're doing, they're selling karmi food, They're saying, we give karmi food for free. What's the point of giving karmi food for free? It's all misplaced compassion. And some devotees also, seeing the physical limitation or something, they might speak on the basis of the body and actually forget the spiritual substance. This happens if one is not experienced. So, yeah, just wanted to share that. All right, text 3.
Yes, Prabhu. But what about in such case that there is many old devotees and they require some place to stay? Some Is it okay to build something for like, if there is really old devotees who cannot really stay in brahmacharya ashram, maybe they're close to 100 or something, 90, should could there be
Oh
some?
yeah, I was also thinking about that.
Because I've seen many in Vrindavan, there is also they build the Western devotees. They sometimes build these like hospices for the who are like leaving the body. So they have like a separate place that devotees take care of them. So what about in situation like this?
Yeah, but things like that is okay, Prabhu, because anytime a devotee is old enough, he must be given care for his body. That is actually devotional service, or serving the devotee, right? But
Yes,
my point is that they focus on this, that they focus on this only, like Radhanath Swami and all the ISKCON people, they focus on come, get your eye camp treated, and then get your body treated and go. What
yes,
is this? What's the point?
yes,
But if there's a senior devotee, he needs some help, he needs some physical help. Yeah, you arrange a lot of medical help for him, no problem.
yes,
You see,
Prabhu.
because the point is that by serving him, you will like basically help the devotee to get a much more suitable body so that the senior devotee can engage in Krishna service more and more and be engaged in the preaching mission more and more, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So like that, but not that, all right, I completely deviate and then I open some medical camp and cure all the diabetic people, invite all the karmis, give them some medicine and tell them to go. No, of course, if devotees need help, yeah, definitely, like any devotee who has some health issue, yeah, we can suggest some help for him. Or if he's very old, yeah, then many arrangements can be made, definitely. But the
Yes,
point is that since the devotee is advanced and he's sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness, you know, by serving him, we are pleasing the Lord. And also by serving the devotee, his body becomes a little bit more suitable so that the devotee can engage more in Krishna service, more in the preaching mission, which is beneficial to the whole humanity. But in this case, in what ISKCON was doing, they just invite anybody, any karmi, any like meat eater, dog eater, somebody who might be a prostitute, and then come give them some, you know,
yes,
make
In
their body more
HKM,
fixed up so that both
yes,
Prabhu,
bro.
HKM
And
also
also,
and ISKCON also. Yeah.
yes, bro. HKM also, like, they do like this sponsoring of people for their career ambitions and everything, which is very foolish
Yes.
and the mode of ignorance. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
yes,
Prabhu, in HKM they were saying this, right? That one small child, she wanted to become a actor. And now HKM is saying, yeah, go become an actor. That means what? You are basically giving that small child away to prostitute camp.
Correct.
yes, Prabhu. He's
Yes,
already
bro.
actor in this material world. He's acting some role of a boy, and now they make him double actor.
That's crazy, actually. That's what, like, as you said, Sami Prabhu, what you are saying is completely different. Like for example, SBS Sundar Prabhu is there, and like the devotees try serve him always, bring his medicines, massage him, and also wash his clothes and make sure his place is very clean and neat, and always ask him how his health, how his health is being, and they're always alert to see that his health is proper. But
Yes.
that is a completely different category. They've seen to that because that is pleasing Krishna by serving such a great devotee. And and by serving Sundar Gopal Prabhu, and if his health becomes better and better, he will engage in the preaching mission of Prabhupada with some more, because Prabhu is beyond all the bodily conception.
Yes, that's
But the point is that yeah, the point is that by serving him, then we get spiritually purified. And by his body being more fit, then he can travel more extensively, etc., right? That is devotional service. But if I just ask anybody to come, any Tom, Dick, and Harry, whether he's a prostitute, meat eater, or smoker, or whatever, and then I come and like in HKM, they give him like what, karmi food, then his body becomes more strong. And if his body becomes
yes,
strong, what he will do? He'll engage in more sense gratification, go to hell, right?
yes, Prabhu.
Similarly, with ISKCON, they do some, I don't know, some treatment for him. Then his body becomes nice and fit. Then
Mm.
what he'll go home and do? Chant Hare Krishna. He'll go and have sex with his wife.
Yes, Prabhu. He will do something crazy.
And now ISKCON is saying that's okay. That is real compassion. This is misplaced compassion.
Mm.
All right. Anyway, sorry for the rant.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. This is text 3, right? Yeah. क्लैबम् अस्मागमः पार्थ नैतात्त्वायि उपापद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठा परन्तपा. Synonyms: Claibium, impotence; ma, do not; sma, take it; gamaha, go in; artha, vasamaprita; na, never; etat, like this; tvai, unto you; upadyante, is befitting; Sudram, very little; hridaya, heart; daurbalyam, weakness; Tyaktva, giving up; uttishta, get up; parantapa, O chastiser of the enemies. By the way, today is Ekadasi, right? We can try to read till 10:30
Oh,
maximum, I'm saying.
Okay,
Is that
Prabhu.
okay? Yeah, usually the time is 10 o'clock, Prabhu. So still 10:30 is okay, right?
let's
For all
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
devotees. Shrikant Prabhu, for you also is okay, right, Prabhu? I hope
I
you
will
can
leave
stay
in
also.
in between, Prabhu. But
Yeah,
I'll join whenever there is some gap, Prabhu.
okay, Prabhu, okay, no problem. Yes, Prabhu. All right. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of the heart and rise, O chastise of the enemy.
what does
Purport.
this mean?
It does not become of you, right?
Hmm.
It
What is
means it is
impotence,
not
Prabhu?
impotence, meaning like,
Because
okay,
Arjuna was saying he was crying. He was getting up, then he sat down again, and he was like lamenting and crying. So I think Krishna called that as impotence because he was not strong.
impotence means like
Hmm.
no manliness. Basically, he was like chastising Arjuna,
Yes,
like
Prabhu.
men
Yeah.
who cannot beget
Hmm.
children.
Inability to take effective action.
Action. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. That's more
Yeah, or
appropriate
men
here.
who cannot, yeah, or men who cannot beget children, like that much heavy word.
Yes, Prabhu, or a man who begets only like girls. That's also important.
Is it? Is it
Oh,
so?
really? I didn't know that, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Strong man gets male children, and when the woman is stronger, then it's a daughter usually.
Yeah, that's a fact. When the man's semen is
Yeah, I
stronger,
also heard that,
he gets
Yes,
Prabhu.
male.
Prabhu. And Prabhupada told that the woman amount is increasing because the men are getting less potent, so they're impotent. So that's why they beget only woman children or daughters. So that's why we get more women.
Actually, today I'll just share one surprising thing. One very funny event. What happened was today I was in class. Okay, so then like the sir was teaching. And since I was in the first bench, I was acting like I was listening so that, he becomes a little bit friendly with me and then later he gives me some marks or whatever.
Mm.
And then in the back seat, like a few students were like talking and like giggling and laughing. So this sir, he kind of got like offended because like he's trying to teach and like he's trying to like, like really, really just try to make everything like as simple as possible. And the students are like talking. So his false ego got affected.
Yes,
So then
Prabhu.
he said, what are you doing? Then after some time, he caught himself. Like he just said, you know what? I don't blame you. He told to that student. He said, I don't blame you. Actually, I blame your parents.
Mm.
Because of your parents, you're like this. So it's according to the genes. But what can be done? Okay, now please be quiet. So then I was thinking, wow, actually, this sir must be reading the Shastra because you remember yesterday we were discussing about the fact
Oh,
that,
wow.
yeah, remember we were discussing that, like, the parents' qualities the son takes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Of course, I don't think he's reading the Shastra. I'm just joking. But the point is this that the quality of the parents the son takes. So that's why Prabhupada never like said that the parents are like demoniac or whatever. And even Prahlad Prabhu, even though there's sometimes parents cause so much issue, he never says that the parents are demons. He just says that the parents are actually having a misunderstanding or a misconception due to which they're acting a little bit differently. Because it's a good, I say you cannot have good children in society. Unless the parents are actually good, you cannot have a Krishna conscious child. So if the parents have some good qualities, then the children are Krishna conscious. Otherwise, it'll be like all messed up society. I just wanted to share that very funny thing. I was also like, I don't know, like I was like kind of surprised. I'm like, damn, that's
Yeah.
kind of deep. Okay, purport to.
But can sometimes parents get can they sometimes get good child and sometimes get horrible child? Yeah, I think there's some examples.
Yeah, Prabhu, but then you can check
Yeah, they
like
can.
who is this? Hiranyakasipu was evil, but then he got one of the purest child. Yeah.
No, but
But Hiranyakashipu was not actually evil. He was pure devotee of the Lord in his previous lives. You see?
Yeah. But
what
Prabhu, I
about
think
this
he does not
Kashyap?
believe.
What about Kashyapa Muni and who was it? Diti?
Diti. Diti, yes, Diti.
What about
Diti.
yes, Prabhu? What about in that case? How did it go?
Actually, the point is if anybody has sex at an improper time, even though he might be a Brahmana or he might be a very highly elevated personality, if he has sex at the wrong time, then bad progeny is for sure. You see?
Yeah, so
So
then
that is the
Hiranyakashipu
point.
and Hiranyaksha took birth.
Yes,
Swami
correct.
Prabhu, about the thing, right? I learned it recently that Kashyapa Muni was doing sadhana during a muhurt called Shankara Muhurt, where Shiva usually hops on Nandi and goes
Yes.
Yes.
routinely checking the entire world. So at that time, Diti seduced him, saying that let's have baby, but he told no, he denied, but he couldn't withhold her persuasion. Eventually, they ended up having sex, and at that an auspicious time such as that, when you're supposed to be glorifying the Lord's name, they were indulging in such an act in Navamili. So, which is why Shiva, placed two Rakshasas in her womb, who are Hiranaksha and Hiranyakashipu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that's the way the story went about, and it's very much imperative that timing, like what Sai Karthik Prabhu told, timing is very much important in these aspects. If at all you want to do all this.
Yes, Prabhu, this is true.
Yeah, like actually, I mean, Srikant Prabhu definitely knows about this. Like at least, I mean, Prabhu, in your relative circles, definitely you might have seen that, like even in my relatives, like, like when they're begetting children or when the child is first born, they at least do some ceremony. When the
That's
when
true.
the when the woman is pregnant, they do some ceremony. When the child is born, they do some ceremony. Before the naming, they do some ceremony. So they keep
That's
doing some,
true.
even though all of this is formality, but still it has some effect. So, for example, if somebody in India who's doing these ceremonies and then they're a little bit aware of the time
No,
and
but
everything, little bit. Yes,
do you
Prabhu.
think the Brahmanas who conduct the ceremonies, because they are not actually Brahmanas, do you think it will have effect?
It will not have much effect, but it'll have something, Prabhu. Definitely, it'll have something. I don't think that it cannot have zero effect. It must have some effect, definitely, Prabhu.
Yes,
So, is
bro.
it like just to give an example, like in America, they do whatever and whenever they want, right? So in India, like for example, like maybe your relatives or my relatives, of course, they're all Shudras to be frank, but nevertheless, because there's some culture there, they go to approach some priest and ask about the signs of conception, and they get
Yes,
some
bro.
things right, and then they do something for purification, and then in fact, just a minute, Prabhu, I'll just give my attendance. Sir, thank you, sir. Yeah, so they do some things right, and even in fact, in the women in traditional families, like at least what my mother was saying is that you know, when she was pregnant or something, she was advised to like eat only sattvic food, and she was also advised to listen to some, Krishna conscious songs or some, you know, like some pious things. So
Yes.
definitely it has an effect on the child. There is no doubt about it. Definitely.
Yes,
But
bro.
because they don't get from the bona fide parampara system, the effect is very, very nil, Just like, for example, my mother was saying she was chanting Hare Krishna, or even, in fact, when I was a child, one of my favorite mantra was Hare Krishna. But since I did not get it from Srila Prabhupada, I heard it from uh, like some Tamil person, some so-called Smarta, and he was singing Hare Krishna. I like the tune. I was singing along with him. I did not get much purification. You see, even though I was a
Yes,
small
bro.
kid and chanting Hare Krishna along in my room, but still I did not get much purification because the person was not from a bona fide parampara. So the moment I heard from Srila Prabhupada and then I chant Hare Krishna, then because I a big rascal because I don't follow exactly and but there is some change, you see. That is the point I'm
Yes,
trying to
bro.
make. But definitely there is some effect, Prabhu. I mean, I especially don't like to believe that it's equal, Like some person in some cultured family begetting a child and some person, let's say, some country in the West begetting a child. It's not the same, you know. There'll be something.
Yes, bro. There's proper science behind this.
Yeah, there's actually a proper science about in fact, Prabhupada says that before actually getting, I mean, choosing for conception, both of the wife and the husband, they should like actually think about their own mental situation. Their mental situation is good, their spiritual standing is good. Then they should ask the permission of the guru. Then they should just submit their request onto the guru, and then the guru verifies, and then the guru says, "Yeah, go ahead." It's like that actually. Um,
Yes, bro. I think
and
they
then the
say like
child
we have to chant 50 rounds each. Each one of the husband and wife has to chant 50 rounds before they do
64,
sexual
right? If I'm
intercourse.
not wrong, Sami Prabhu is 64.
64?
Yes,
I heard
if I'm
50.
64?
not.
Prahlad Prabhu said 64 in one Ekadash Istagoshti.
KC
Yeah.
Prabhu said 50, but yes,
Bhaktimanita
bro.
Prabhu said 50. And yes, I've heard 50 before.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, then 50 only. Maybe Prabhu was Prabhu like maybe just made a slight error in that, but yeah, 50 rounds. Yeah, KC Prabhu also said 50, is it? Okay.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, one thing is that even you get a very nice Krishna conscious child, but then you put him in a demoniac system, then he's going to be spoiled again. Because it's not that the asuras cannot, sorry, the devas cannot get spoiled, and then the asuras cannot get elevated. Like for example, Indra offended Brihaspati, right? How come Indra got puffed up, offended his own guru? And
Hmm.
how come the asuras in the modern age of Kali are being elevated to Krishna conscious nature? So, I mean, both ways it can always happen. So, fall down is always there. So, yeah.
Yes,
And also, one more thing, if anybody sleeps in the Brahma Muhurt time, then the ghosts of Lord Shiva will attack them. This Nagopal Prabhu said. So, if anybody is
Ghost,
sleeping Brahma Muhurt, ghosts of Lord Shiva,
ghost of
the
Lord
like,
Shiva.
yeah, a
Yeah,
ghost of
Prabhu, I think I can testify, hey? Because usually when I sleep, like, let's say if 6 o'clock I'm still sleeping, I get like nightmares. But then if I always wake up consistently at like 3, 4, 4:30, nothing actually happens.
Yeah, same. Even I had some nightmares, and then I was like very scared, and then I just woke up, and then I remembered this verse. It's actually,
Yeah. But
yeah,
Prabhu, ever since, like, let's say, ever since I joined Krishna consciousness, like, nightmares to me are just nightmares. They no longer like powerful like before, you know.
Mm. Yeah,
It's like usually they
that's
don't
Prabhu.
scare me, but then I can tell like, yeah, this one was a nightmare actually.
Yeah, same. When I get sometimes, especially in the Brahma mode time, you sleep, then the ghost attack.
Yeah,
Mm.
yes.
And yeah, the reason why if you have sex in unrestricted times, these ghosts, very sinful persons, they get a human body.
Yes, yes. Prabhu, you said something about Hiranyakashipu that he was a devotee of the Lord.
Yeah,
But then how? Because I think he created his own mantras. He wanted Prahlad Maharaj to chant his own mantras.
yeah. I mean, not in, of course. And he was playing a part, Prabhu. Jay, right? As Kashipu and Hiranyaksha because of. Sami Prabhu, you remember the quotation? I mean, from where to where? You can share it with Sabahang Prabhu
Which one? Which one?
of Jai and Vijay falling down.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. This is nice purport. Where this? If one is habituated to taking the prasad of Lord Vishnu, there is no chance of his becoming a ghost or anything lower than a human being. So we should not eat karmi food. We should eat prasad, so we won't become ghost. Haribol.
Hari bol.
Oh,
Prabhu, I see Vivek says he's hungry. Like, I thought Ekadashi was yesterday. What's happening, Prabhu? Or was it our side?
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
it's your side.
Ekadashi today. India has Ekadashi.
yesterday for me
Oh,
as well,
India.
bro.
So Vivek Prabhu, meaning he hasn't eaten anything like, because I think we can eat something, ne Prabhu? Like potatoes.
Yes, but I think Karti Prabhu and Vivek Prabhu, they do Nirjal Prabhu.
No,
Oh, they are,
Haribol.
oh,
What Nirja?
they are sages,
What?
Prabhu.
Nirjal Prabhu.
Exalted
Simply,
Prabhus.
I think Sami Prabhu wants some money from me. Huh? You want some money, Prabhu, or like you want some, I don't know, like you want me to exempt you from, exempt you from the Kirtan performances? Maybe they're glorifying me so much. I think he doesn't want.
Karti
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
on the topic of
Karti
on the
Prabhu, I
topic
know
of
you
ghost
don't even
flow,
drink water.
I had coconut juice and sugarcane juice and jaggery, organic jaggery.
Oh, Haribol.
What to do? Yes, Shrikant Prabhu, yes, I think you're saying
Prabhu,
something.
on the topic of ghost, what happens if they are dying by road accident and other untimely deaths? Do they also become ghosts? Like my father, he died in a road accident.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm.
Sometimes if they die untimely, they might become ghosts. For example,
I think you can get the verses out, Prabhu. There was a verse, right? Untimely death, suicide, or grievously sinful personality. And there was a verse in the Garuda Purana as well.
I don't have it in notes, maybe, Prabhu. Let's see. No, Prabhu, I don't have it.
I mean, can you search for it? You remember Nimai Prabhu made a video and he quoted the verses?
Yes,
Oh,
bro.
yes.
I have taken a screenshot. I'll share it. Right?
Yeah, you please share it. But Prabhu, to be frank, whatever it may be, Shrikant Prabhu, but since you're a devotee, then definitely his platform is not that of any ordinary person. Because since you're chanting, since you're doing a lot of service, you're donating to the temple wholeheartedly, and you're trying to raise a Krishna conscious family, and even doing book distribution now in Canada in that weather. It's I don't know how you're doing, but doing all of that, it's not a normal thing. Definitely,
Everything is
Krishna.
half-baked. Thing,
No,
nothing
but
is
whatever it is, no, Prabhu, you're very humble. I mean, I know how much donations you're giving because sometime in the ISKCON Pondicherry site we see, right? Both Pranjal Prabhu, yourself also. But the point is this, Prabhu,
Hari
like
bol.
if one is Krishna conscious, then the parents are automatically taken care of, you know. So for example, Prabhu, I'm just giving, see, I cannot guarantee, say, when he's searching for the words about the ghost matter, accidental death, we can see. But the point is that even if one forefather is in hell or one forefather became ghost, Hmm? Actually, in the Shraddha ceremony, you do every month, right? The Shraddha ceremony.
I do the annual one, Prabhu, but I don't know the monthly one. Monthly
You don't do
Shraddha.
the monthly. You don't do the monthly one.
No, Prabhu. Actually, so one time Prahlad Prabhu said, as long as you chant, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to follow the other rituals. So I kind of left it, Prabhu. But should I
Is it?
do that, Prabhu? Like monthly?
Oh,
Yes, Prabhu. Yesterday we read that
okay.
that if we are in Krishna consciousness, no need to do any worship on the demigods or forefathers like that, no?
But again, Prabhu, like I don't know to what extent that applies to like
Yes, correct.
neophytes devotees, Prabhu. Like
It applies to those who are fully surrendered, Prabhu.
yes,
And
Prabhu.
actually, we cannot say that, oh, one is householder, is not surrendered, one is actually not, one is brahmachari, therefore is surrendered. No, we cannot say that. Actually, the Shiksha Guru has to say that. Like you see, KC Prabhu, he's householder, but how high his consciousness is. And then sometimes some devotees are in the temple, but you know how much they're fighting, how much problem they cause to the authorities. So we cannot say about the surrender level. So we have to just confirm with the Shiksha Guru, like Prabhu, should I do every month and everything pakka properly? Or should I just do once a year for the sake of formality and try to focus more on my Krishna conscious duties? And then Prahlad Prabhu will see accordingly, according to the spiritual position, and he will tell you what to do. So you just consult with him. But the
Yes,
point
Prabhu.
is the philosophy is this, Prabhu. In the Shraddha ceremony, like for example, my father is doing every month to his father, and every year they're doing. Okay. So the point is that in the Shraddha ceremony, they're offering Krishna Prasada to the forefathers. And that way, the forefathers, by honoring the Krishna Prasadam, they can come up from their hellish life, or they can get relieved of their ghostly life and get the material body, you know,
So
right? So similarly, but they're doing that once a year, am I right? Or maybe sometimes more than once a year. But
Yes.
since you're a devotee and you're offering prasadam every day, how much more fortunate your forefathers are? You see the point. Like they are doing once a year, right? Or maybe more
yes,
than that.
Prabhu.
I don't know the exact rules and regulations, but they're doing once a year minimum. But you are offering 2 times a day. That too with
Yes,
more
Prabhu.
that too with more devotion and more like enthusiasm to serve the Lord than all these quote unquote Brahmana Pandits. Am I right? So how much more your forefathers are fortunate? Yeah. So
Hmm.
definitely it's not ordinary, like if some devotees' parents have expired or something, it's not ordinary thing. Definitely they'll be given special care and protection by the Lord for sure. That is guaranteed. That is guaranteed, in fact. You know.
Yes, Prabhu. I read that if one is liberated, then other forefathers are taken care of. But at the time, like before that happens, or like I don't know how many lifetimes that will take, Prabhu, because at the time when we are living on the earth itself, like when we are having this material body, there is a I didn't realize that it still has the effect.
Yeah, the fact is that if one goes back home, back to Godhead, then his ancestors and descendants also go. That's a fact.
Yes,
But
Prabhu.
even one is not that much advanced yet. Like to be very frank, Prabhu, how many of us here are going back home, Prabhu? I mean, at least for me, I don't think so. There's no chance, right?
Pankati Prabhu, definitely.
No way,
Definitely one
no way,
this lifetime.
So I think all are going,
no way.
but some take few lives, some take this life, some
Yeah,
no life.
Hmm.
But
yeah,
when
yeah,
one
yeah. No,
lives like Krishna,
that's
his
a fact.
liberation is guaranteed. Not it
Yeah,
won't take so
that's a
long,
fact.
like millions and millions of lives.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But I'm saying after this life, like so confident is one saying that all right, Prabhu, after this life, Prabhu, I'm going home back to Godhead, Prabhu, for sure. I'm of the devotee Krishna reciprocates, even though one is not a pure devotee, even though, but still, according to his level of surrender, Krishna will still reciprocate. That means what? That means he'll take care of those whom the devotees naturally think of, because family attraction, even though one is so much renounced, nobody can renounce completely the thinking about family. One might be like in a sannyas order or vanaprastha order, whatever. But even sometimes still he thinks of the family, right? So Krishna knows that, and Krishna will take care according to the according to the level of surrender of the devotee. You see? So even one is not going back or he is pure devotee, but still, since he is sincerely following in the footsteps of the pure devotee, still his forefathers and his descendants, everyone are taken care of. according to the level of surrender of the individual, you know.
Yes, Prabhu.
And actually, to be frank, Prabhu, our goal is not to become pure devotees. Our goal is to become pure devotee of the pure devotee. The pure instrument of the pure devotee is a pure devotee. You see?
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
yeah. And we can just read this interesting thing, you know. Simple persons meet with death at the hands of chandalas, infuriated brahmanas, serpents, animals with curved teeth, or in watery graves, or struck by lightning. Those who meet with foul death, such as committing suicide by hanging from a tree, by poison or weapon, those who die of cholera, those who are burned to death alive, those who die of foul and loathsome diseases, or the hands of robbers, those who are not cremated duly after death, those who do not follow sacred rites and conduct, those who do not perform Risot, Risot, Sarga, and monthly Pinda rites, those who allow Shudras to bring sacrificial grass, twigs, and other articles of Homa, those who fall from mountains and die, those who die when walls collapse, those who are defiled by women in their menses, those who die in the firmament, and those who are forgetful of Vishnu, those who continue to associate with persons defiled due to births or death, those who die of dog biting or meet with death in a foul manner become ghosts and roam over the earth. Wow. I think you're not becoming ghosts after this.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
see for sure.
I'm having
is there
dengue.
any other verse?
Maybe, Prabhu. Let's see.
Yeah, just search for another verse. Also, what did Prabhupada say about this? That is most important.
Yes, Prabhu.
But anyway, Prabhu, I mean, I don't think it should like be a matter of so much thought because since you're a devotee, you know, and you're doing so much to please Krishna, definitely, and you're offering Krishna prasadam daily, right? And even distributing prasadam, so Krishna will definitely take care of your father. Because unless your father was a very, you know, good man, he cannot have a son who's nicely Krishna conscious like you, right? So that is, of course, I'm not saying just to flatter you or something. I'm just saying the general philosophy as it is, you know.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that is the point. Otherwise, it's not possible. Unless one has good parentage, he cannot have Krishna conscious descendants, you know. So yeah, that's cool.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you,
Right.
Prabhu.
Anybody? No, thank you so much. Bro. Purport: Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to Prabhu, you can scroll down. Oh, can you scroll to? Yeah. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity not approved by authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the guidance of Krishna. Thank you so much for allowing me to read Prabhu's. Anybody else would like to continue?
I can continue, Prabhu. Uvaच कथं भीष्मम् अहं सङ्ख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियुत्स्यामि पूजार अरिसूदन. Synonyms. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Katham, how? Bhishmam, unto Bhishma. Aham, I. Sankhe, in the fight. Dronam, unto Drona. Cha, also. Madhusudana, O killer of Madhu. Ishubihi, with arrows. Pratiyotsyami, shall counterattack. Puja Arho, those who are worshipable. Arisudana, O killer of the enemies. Arjuna said, O killer of Madhu, Krishna, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle? Men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship. Open. Respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, and Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counterattacked. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then, how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather, Ugrasena, or his teacher, Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments by Arjuna to Krishna. Guru ahatva hi mahanubavan shreyo bhoktum bhaksham apiha loke hatvarta kamamsta gurun ihaiva Bunji Bogan Rudira Pratikdan Gurun, the superiors, Hatva, by killing, Ki, certainly, Anubhavan, great souls, Shreya, it is better, Bhoktum, to enjoy life, Bhaikshyam, begging, Api, even, Iha, in this life, Loki, in this world, Hatva, killing, Artha, gain, Kaman, so desiring, tu, but, Gurun, superiors, Iha, in this world, Eva, certainly, Bunjiya has to enjoy, Bhogan, enjoyable things, Rudira, blood, Pradiktan, tainted with. Translation: it is better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though they are avaricious, they are nonetheless superiors. If they are killed, our spoils will be tainted with blood. Purport. According to scriptural quotes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of its discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial considerations. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them, would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. Text 6. Nacha etad vidma kataran no kariyo yatva jayama yadiva no jayaru yani eva hatva na jiji chamas te avastita pramukhed Dhartarashtraha na nor cha also etad this vidma do know katarat which na us gariya better yet what pa va either jayame conquer us yadi if pa or na us Jayayu, conquer, yan, those, eva, certainly, atva, by killing, na, never, jiji, vishamaha, want to live, te, all of them, avasthitaha, are situated, Ramuki, in the front, Dhartarashtraha, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Translation: nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The sons of Dhritarashtra, whom if we killed, we should not care to live, or whom if we kill, we should not care to live, are now standing before us on this battlefield. But Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is a duty of Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging is only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still, with the sons of Dhritarashtra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations by Arjuna definitely prove that he was not only a great devotee of the Lord, but that he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities combined with his faith in the words of instruction of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships. Thank you very much, Prabhu. I will now pass it to somebody else.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
This one.
Thank you.
कर्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मुदचेताय श्रेयश्च निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Karpanya, miserly. Dosha, weakness. Upahata, being inflicted by. Swabhava, characteristics. Prichami, I am asking. Tvam, unto you. Dharma, religion. Samuda, bewildered. Chetaha, in heart. Yat, what? Shreyaha, all goods. Yat, may be. Nishchitam, confidently. Bruhi, tell. That. Tat, that. Me, unto me, Shishya, disciple, te, your aham, I am, Sadi, just instruct, mam, me, tvam, unto you, prapannam, surrendered. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me clearly what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity. So, what is perplexity? Inability to deal with or understand something complicated. And therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, oh, Lebohang Prabhu, this one is for you.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm listening.
Science of solution. Haribo. This was first time I saw it. One must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Garga Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova etad aksharam gargya Tvasmal lokat praitisa kripana. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. The Kripanas, or miserly persons, waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc., in the material conception of life. One is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children, and other members, on the basis of skin disease. The Kripana thinks that he is able to protect his family members from death, or the Kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the cause of his perplexities. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still on account of miserly weakness he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to take a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master. Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding the Gita. How Arjuna understands the Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Gita itself. And yet foolish mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person, but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna's within and without, and one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Haribol. Okay, who wants to read next one? Or should we read Mangala Shikshastakam prayers, or do we continue Kanti Prabhu?
Anything is okay with me, Prabhu. I mean, other devotees
Okay, let's see how
can
long.
comment. You can ask for Andal Prabhu, Siddharth Prabhu, Science of Preaching Prabhu, Vivek Prabhu, all of them. Rahul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Does someone want to read one more?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I'll take it. Okay, go ahead.
Siddharth Prabhu, will you read?
Okay, yeah. I thought someone else was going.
Vivek Prabhu can read maybe next one if we had time.
No, Prabhu, we can go.
All right, thank you, Prabhu. Nahi, Prabhu, I'd like to read the Sanskrit version directly. Yeah, I'll try with both. Yeah. Nahi
Oh, you can read
prapashya.
Sanskrit. Nice.
Yes,
Very good.
Prabhu. This I'm not able to follow as much the English transliteration.
Oh, wow.
Nahi prapashyami mama punadyatra yaccho kamuchoshana minindriyanam avapya bhubhavasapalakramridham rajam suravanamapi chadhipatyam. Synonyms: na, do not; he, certainly; prapashyami, I see; mama, my; apanudhyat, they can drive away; yat, that; shokam, lamentation; uchoshanam, drying up; indriyanam, of the senses; avapya, achieving; bhumau, on the earth; asapatnam, without rival; Riddham, prosperous; Rajyam, kingdom; Suranam, of the demigods; Api, even; Cha, also; Adhipatayam, supremacy. Translation: I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to destroy it even if I win an unrivaled kingdom on the earth with sovereignty like that of the demigods in heaven. Should I go ahead with the purport?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Jat Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Jat Prabhu Vishwara Prabhupada.
Although,
Dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. He could not understand that his so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Krishna. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc. are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can only be given by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is a bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problem of life. Lord Chaitanya said that one who is master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is a real spiritual master. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kene naya ye Krishna tattva veta se guru haya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 8.128. It doesn't matter whether a person is vipra, learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is in the renounced order of life. If he is master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. So, without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in Vedic literatures, Sat karma nipuno vipra mantra tantra visharadha. Avaishnavo gurur nasyad Vaishnava swapacho guru. A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. The problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, and death cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed, yet the problems of material existence are still present. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna or the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentations for family, social, national, or international ineverities, then Arjuna would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would not be able to drive away his lamentations. He sought, therefore, refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path for peace and harmony. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the cataclysms of material nature. Even elevation into a higher planetary situation, as men are now seeking a place on the moon planet, can be finished off at one stroke. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Shine punye martya lokam vishanti. When the results of pious activities are finished, one falls in again from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen down in that way. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna as Arjuna is seeking to do. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem definitely, and this is the way of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Okay, Vivek, Prabhu, you can read the next one.
Okay, Prabhu. Is there time?
Yes, Prabhu. This is short one.
Okay. Sanjay उवाच एवम् उक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेश प्रणातपा न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तुष्णीं बभूवः. Okay, then Sanjay Uvacha, Sanjay said, Evam, those Uttva, speaking Rishikesham onto Krishna, the master of the senses. Udakesha, Arjuna, the master at curbing ignorance. Anantapa, the chastiser of the enemies. Na, Yotse, I shall not fight. Iti, those. Govindam unto Krishna, the giver of pleasure. Uttva, saying, Tushni, silent, Babuha, become, ha, certainly. Translation Sanjaya said, having spoken those, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Purport Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the beginning of profession. But Sanjaya disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies, Rantapa. Although Arjuna was for the time being overwhelmed with false grief due to family affection, he surrendered unto Krishna, the supreme spiritual master, as a disciple. This indicated that he would soon be free from the false lamentation resulting from family affection and would be enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization or Krishna consciousness and would then surely fight. Those Dhritarashtra's joy would be frustrated since Arjuna could be enlightened by Krishna and would fight to the end. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
So, Prabhu, I just want to make one small announcement for the Ishtagoshti, Prabhu. Can I just take 2 minutes?
Yes,
I mean, Prabhu, anyway, because we are done with the session, right? So, okay. So, Prabhu, this week we'll be having a normal Ishtagoshti. After the Gaurav Purnima on the 16th, we have Ishtagoshti. We'll have a normal Ishtagoshti. But on 23rd, we'll be having the special Ishtagoshti, which is like an online Gaurav Purnima celebration, because we don't have time to prepare. So, we need some time to prepare. And so, for this week, Siddharth Prabhu, is it possible for you to do a presentation? You can have a full-fledged Ishtagoshti this time.
Okay, Prabhu.
So you can do a presentation, right?
Yes, I'll do it.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you that I've sent you the rules and everything, right? Just keep me updated, so we just don't always wait for my response. Rather, you can also keep me updated. So by Friday or maximum Saturday, you send me your PowerPoint presentation for your PPT, okay? And then I will just verify a few things, and then I can tell you if that can be presented. Okay, Prabhu?
Will do, Prabhu.
Yeah, please don't forget. And any idea what topic you're choosing?
Feminism.
Wow. Please don't offend me, Prabhu. I'm a very big feminist, okay?
I'm sorry in advance, Prabhu.
Oh my God. Okay. That's good. So, and also we'll be having a kirtan. So anybody who has kartals can perform a kirtan. So we have a very special personality, Sami Prabhu, but I don't think he wants to perform kirtan for this week, right?
I need to practice a little more of the kartal playing, Prabhu.
Yeah, you have time, Prabhu. You can practice. Sunday. Is it possible? Any kirtan, Prabhu, any kirtan. It doesn't have to be like.
Prabhu ki jai. Can't
Prabhu,
wait for
Kirtan,
Prabhu.
I could do the Kirtan, but I have no other Kirtan in my mind except for Damodar Ashtakam.
You can do Damodar Ashtakam. You can do any kirtan, Prabhu. Any kirtan of your choice. No problem. Do you have kartal with you?
Yes.
All right. Then yeah, you can do Damodar Ashtakam as well. So you are willing to do kirtan and presentation, right?
Yes, Prabhu. I'll look in for artwork as well.
Yes, if you can do artwork also, it'll be nice. But of course, you manage your. Actually, for the artwork, don't spend all your time for this week's artwork. I will tell you. In fact, you have a separate service for the specialist university artwork. I'll keep you updated for that. I've chosen three persons whom I want to uh, request to make an artwork for the special Gaurav Purnima Ishtagoshti. So the goal of the Gaurav Purnima Ishtagoshti is to kind of bring the Gaurav Purnima festive vibes in the what the temple has into the online format. So I've chosen Shivransh Prabhu, yourself, as well as his grace Manu Prabhu for this because you're like very, 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 very nice artist, you know. So for this week, Prabhu, your artwork can be separate because you prepare for the 23rd artwork, you know, rather than this week. But you can start doing that whenever you're free. But the point is, so you'll be doing the kirtan as well as presentation. The presentation will be on the feminism topic, and the kirtan will be on Samadhrashtakam. So that is a confirmation right there, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Just keep me updated about these things by Thursday or Friday, Prabhu. Huh? And okay, presentation, kirtan. Then what else is there? Local learning, sadhana chat, Q&A. Artwork. All right. I will see to it. Mm. And last week, Prabhu Smita Krishna, Prabhu, only few people filled the sadhana chat. Please do fill the sadhana chat. And yeah, that's very important. So that'll be good if everybody can fill the sadhana chat. And yes, Prabhu. So that is the point. And yeah, that's what. So for also in this week Ishtagoshti, please everybody try to join on time. It'll be very nice if everybody can join sharp on time, you know. Then we can actually have a Q&A for a longer time because we have Prahlad Prabhu, you know, and we can also basically
Yes,
spend some
Prabhu.
more time with the sessions because each individual session, if we are all joining late, then it has to be kind of a little bit rushed because in India the time gets late. And Prahlad Prabhu, he cannot do Q&A till very late because he's very, very busy. So my goal is to make the Q&A early, you know. So if he can start at 4, if he can start by 4:30, that'll be perfect. Then by 6:30 or maximum 6:45, all the sessions will be finished. And from 6:30 to 8:30 or 9 o'clock, we can have the Q&A. So please, everybody kindly join on time.
I'll try to join
4
by
o'clock.
4:30 Pro because usually I'm chanting at the time, so but I'll try to complete it sooner.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah. For you, since you're chanting, it's like, yeah, it's, the timing is kind of weird because, yeah, but if you can on that particular day, then try to like finish most of your rounds or as much rounds as possible, and at 4:30 you can join. So that'll be
Yes,
nice. Yeah, and anybody who would like to perform future presentations or kirtans, anybody can always feel free to message me. You know, so for this week we have Siddharth Prabhu. Next week we have special Shivoshi, different devotees. After that, any devotee who wants to perform kirtan or artwork or presentations can message me. That way we can have like a systematic, thing going on. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to request all of you. Thank you very much, Sami Prabhu, for giving me that.
Ribo, you want to start this?
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Okay. This is 6.
Shastakam. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहाभावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावादुजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मसपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्प्रापितान्यमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपन् भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैव मे कृशं हैजिनानुराग्रः
तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि
नदनं नदनं सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भगवद्भक्तर्हि
ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं वामिषमे भवाम्पिदो कृपया तव पादपङ्कज चितदुरीशदर्शं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदशुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलके निस्तवपुः तव नाम ग्रहेण भविष्यति.
युगायतं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रवृषायतं शून्ययितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे.
Sister, you can go on, Prabhu.
Okay. Aslishavapadartam pinastuma madrashnarmarma tam karotu va itatava vijadatulam pato matprananastastu sevana paraha.
Glory to the Sri Krishna,
Glory.
which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself alone the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to respect and offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the name of the Lord constantly.
Oh, Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Govinda, filling your expressions, I am considering a moment to be like failures or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally.
Rebo.
Haribo.
Haribo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To bless him, the devotees who dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
To consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent to the holy name of Lord Vishnu.
To disobey the orders of the spiritual master, thinking him as an ordinary person.
To blaspheme the Vedic
To
scriptures or
bless,
scriptures in pursuance of the Vedic worship.
Consider chanting
to
Hare
consider
Krishna, to ban imagination.
Give some attention to the holy name of the Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
To consider chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda.
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
Do not have complete faith in chanting of the holy name
and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna.
Pancha
Hare
Kalpataru.
Bol.
Whereas offer humble obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like his fulfilling desire to use and fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are especially compassionate to the fallen conditioned souls. Here are Devan Chakrato, Vashyato Vasundara, Saridana Bhavani, Namo Namaha. Hari Bol,
Maharaj
Hari Bol.
Karti
Someone
Prabhu
is
ki
saying
jai.
that. I don't know what you're saying. Oh my God. Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad
I'll
permanent.
see you chanting songs today, Prabhu.
Yeah, also there's one more thing. In the morning session, nobody is unmuted, it's like very sad. Rahul Prabhu came to save the day. He was unmuted and chanting nicely, loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody was like unmuted. I was feeling very lonely,
No.
I don't know. Everybody was muted.
Prabhu, sometimes it reverts to unmute. When I just check it out sometimes, and yeah, I realized that today it was unmuted.
Yeah, sometimes it happens to me also, but I don't know, like you're there, of course, you're like constant companion. But yeah, I'm not your constant companion, unfortunately. But the point is that like most people who are joining, they're not like unmuted, so it's like kind of, yeah, it's a little bit like sad. But yeah, so please, whoever is joining, just unmute and chant as loud as possible so that,
So Prabhu meaning Karti Prabhu.
yes, bro.
So in the Ishtagoshti there will be sloka recitation. In other words.
In this week's Ishtagoshti, there will be sloka recitation for sure.
Okay, Prabhu.
Mm.
Prabhu, you must study a sloka.